successful with his slider, but his changeup has been excellent.
Patrick coming off 2 really good starts on the Angels' recently completed 10-game road trip. He pitched the complete game shutout in Detroit, and then 6 days later limited the Rays to 1 earned run in 6 innings in Tampa. This is the Yankee lineup he faces tonight for Aaron Boone, LeMahieu, Benintendi, and Judge. Stanton, Donaldson, and Gleyber Torres back in there tonight after a night off yesterday. Jose Trevino, Aaron Hicks appears for the first time in the series, and Isaiah Kiner-Falefa back at shortstop tonight. Gorgeous night, the warmest of the 3 so far, as this Yankee series reaches its final act tonight. Patrick Sandoval's first pitch of the ballgame, a heater that misses off the plate. DJ LeMahieu in the 2 games so far, 1 for 7. Going back a little bit further to the end of the Yankees series in Oakland, LeMahieu, the 3-time All-Star, just 2 for his last 19. Make it 20 as his fly ball is handled by Taylor Ward. On cue, let's check the Angels defense behind Sandoval tonight. Joe Adell makes his first appearance of the series, gets the nod in left. Trout and Ward in center and right field. Matt Duffy gets his first start of the series. He's pinch hit against the Yankees. Fletcher, Rengifo, and Ford around the infield. And Max Stassi, after homering yesterday, back in there tonight to receive Sandoval.
And clean-shaven Joe Adell. He's been really good over his last 22 starts, 2 outfield assists, 0 errors for Joe Adell. He's made some really good plays. Sometimes he's walked by you now. He's like, wait a minute, who's that?
Put the baby face back on. 1 gone for Andrew Benintendi, who homered last night. Part of a 3 for 8 series here over 2 nights. As per usual, swinging at the first pitch, it's 0-1.
It's almost mandatory. I can't believe he took a first pitch fastball yesterday. Then he got a cutter. Did some damage to it.
0-1 the count to Benintendi. And he's quickly behind 0-2. High changeup that time.
Yeah, so he went all speed high, fastball high.
For Patrick Sandoval, this is his 22nd start of the year and just his 10th at night. And it's a 3-pitch strikeout that takes care of Benintendi. 2 away.
But a 90-mile-an-hour slider. I love the fact he's been more aggressive. You go back to those starts on the road. He was attacking the zone. And this is going to be a fun matchup right here.
Here we
Aaron
go.
Judge.
Aaron Judge and Patrick Sandoval have never faced one another. And you know about the impact Judge has made in this series, homering in each of the first 2 games. A dramatic 3-run shot yesterday. Major League Baseball's home run leader with 51. And it's 0-1 to Aaron Judge.
So he did not go with first pitch fastball, which is probably a good idea against Aaron Judge.
Mike Myers struck out Judge in his first appearance last night and somehow fooled him with a 3-2 fastball, 94-mile-an-hour fastball that was certainly where Judge likes it. The 0-1 from Sandoval.
That's a good changeup. You're gonna see he's going to throw quite a few of those today. We showed it in the opening how successful Patrick Sandoval is throwing his changeup and how much Aaron Judge has struggled versus a changeup this season.
One and two. Yeah, Sandoval's arsenal has changed. His pitch mix has changed a little bit for the month of August, as we've discussed. And the changeup usage is down a bit, but you laid out all the compelling reasons as to why it might return to normal levels tonight.
And I think he loves to go back to back changeups. So he's already thrown 2 pretty good ones.
See if he makes it 3 in a row.
Yeah,
sure did, and he struck him out on it. A masterful opening inning by Patrick Sandoval. Couple of early punch outs underway at the Big A. To the bottom of the first as we check Phil Nevin's lineup card tonight. The Angels lineup brought to you by Simpson Chevy, and Phil really hasn't touched the first 6 spots in his lineup. Couple changes for the finale tonight. Matt Duffy and Joe Adell, previously non-starters in the set. They'll bat 7 and 8. Max Stassi 9th, and it's all about the guys that hit 2 and 3, Trout and Ohtani. And Shohei, for his part, has never really enjoyed facing Garrett Cole, and we'll see if that perhaps can change here tonight. It is the 5-time All-Star, 31-year-old staff ace Garrett Cole on the mound. Most recently worked on Friday a brilliant 7 1/3 in Oakland, in which he struck out 11. We'll have some of the historical context on that start for you in a bit. And Cole starts his night to David Fletcher, Mike Trout, and Shohei Ohtani.
Yeah, you see a fastball first pitch. He's throwing a lot more fastballs this season, about 4% more fastball usage this year.
Falls behind with a couple of fastballs. 2 balls and no strikes to David Fletcher, looking for his first hit against the Yankees in this series. 0 for 4 in each of the first 2 nights of the set. .2-0 from Cole. And Fletch taking all the way. Another heater. That one's in for a strike.
His fastball is 94 to 99. Can touch 100 with his fastball. He has that rise through the zone with his 4-seam fastball.
2 balls and a strike. And Fletch pops it up. Out in shallow left center. A trio of Yankees are there, and it's Aaron Hicks that finally asserts himself one away. One gone for Mike Trout. Two for 7 is Mike in this series. He has homered twice in 18 previous at-bats against Garrett Cole. First pitch curveball in for a strike.
After seeing a lot of fastballs in the on-deck circle, gets a curveball first pitch.
You know, we talk so much about the value of the 0-0 pitch, the first pitch being a strike. And it's 0-2 to Trout. It might come as a surprise to learn that Garrett Cole's first pitch strike rate is one of the lowest among all starters in Major League Baseball this year. Just 60%. Really hard to figure that one out for a guy who is elite, who leads Major League Baseball in strikeouts. 10 and 6, ERA in the low 3s. All the numbers are there, yet first pitch strikes are not a necessary part of his game.
But when you have stuff that he has, you can always come back into account when you fall behind 1-0. Other pitchers, it struggles.
And Trout's able to check it 2-2.
Because you can even be sitting on a fastball, it's still difficult to hit.
And Mike gets the benefit of the call the way a 3-time MVP should. The 2-2.
Good swing at that fastball. Go-tos to have success against Garrett Cole, and he's pitched very, very well in his career versus the Angels. Is you got to lay off that fastball above the hands. You can't chase that. That's where he gets a lot of strikeouts. 109 strikeouts versus his fastball, and you got to jump on him early. He's allowed 8 home runs in the first inning. This is a very important inning to get some scoring against him.
Good take by Mike. Pitch that did miss, and it's a 3-2 count now. Well, you mentioned Cole's success against the Angels, well documented. 11 starts, 8-1 with a 2.47 ERA against the Angels. It's gone all the way full 3-2, and Trout wants time.
Garrett Cole's always a highly competitive pitcher, so if you can get him off his game for a while, that's when you're going to have success against him.
And Trout's giving him a battle.
Yep, stepped out. Got a couple pretty good swings on 4-seam fastballs in this at bat. Almost feel like he's going to see a curveball here or a slider.
The next full count pitch came back with another fastball fouled away. So this will be the 9th pitch of the at bat to Mike, and an early plate appearance where you can suck a number of pitches out of the count is always a great way to chip away. And by the way, with all the bullpen work that the Yankees had to go through yesterday, Aaron Boone would love a long one from Garrett Cole tonight. The next 3-2. Out to shallow left center field, and that's going to drop in as a base hit.
Yeah, with that, the way everyone looked on that one too, especially the infield, the way they were set up, you knew they had a real good chance of falling in.
That is the very definition of fighting off a pitch.
Yes, running in on you, upstairs.
Get off me. 98-mile-an-hour fastball.
Exit velocity of 67. 67.2 miles per hour, but it looks like a rocket, yeah.
It came in at 98, out at 67, but the guy's at first base.
Yeah.
The game's no fair, and that's fine with us.
Yes.
Here's Ohtani now, 1 out, 1 on. Shohei has had a great series, 4 for 8. 2-run homer that was the game winner on Monday. First pitch curveball. That's sent high and deep out to center field. Hicks measuring off the wall, leaps and makes the catch. And Shohei just missed another 2-run homer.
Well, you knew he was good going back on Hicks. He's made some unbelievable plays defensively in his career. Going back on this baseball, he was able to track because he's playing deep. He knows exactly where the wall is, and he's timed to leap. Whether that gets out or not, it's still a pretty good swing on a curveball.
Yeah, that's probably off the top of the wall, but Hicks did a great job to prevent any positive outcome for the Angels. The young man can't believe it. Come on, how dare you?
He can go get a baseball really, really good defensively, Aaron Hicks.
Little early charge into a big crowd here at the Big A tonight. Here's Rengifo now. First pitch curveball to him, misses outside.
Well, that would have played perfectly with the home runs that Garrett Cole has allowed in the first inning, with 8 of them.
That's a real head scratcher. 22 homers all year, 8 of them in the first inning. 1-1 to Rengifo, who has homered this series. Cracked a solo shot on Monday.
Do like Shohei being aggressive on the first pitch there too. I mean, he's hit some breaking balls out of the ballpark this year. 12 of them, as a matter of fact, breaking balls. But after a long at bat against Trout and a flare falls in there, you have a little bit of a letdown as a pitcher. So be ready like he was and almost hit it out.
You know, as is the case with so many of the greats, and back to the first inning homer story for Cole. And you and I have talked about this a lot. That's one of the strange things so many greats have in common. If you don't get him in the first or second, you might have missed your only opportunities. Cole is a guy that just gets stronger the deeper he goes.
And you'll notice his velocity on his fastball starts picking up as the game gets along. The guy that almost hit that one out is very similar to that, where you see him usually just kind of get going and get a feel early on. He's giving up some home runs himself, Shohei, especially even leadoff batters of a game. But then all of a sudden you look up, it's 6th and 7th inning, he's punched out 9 or 10. So back-to-back changeups, by the way, Garrett Cole against Rengifo.
Yeah, and he hasn't found a changeup for a called strike yet.
Good thing is now Trout is able to be on the move here now.
3 balls and 2 strikes, 2 gone, last of the first, no score, just underway. There goes Trout, the 3-2 home, and Rengifo fouls it off.
If anything, they're working him a little bit, even though it's only maybe his 21st pitch. A lot of work in this first inning for Garrett Cole. And you mentioned bullpen used quite a bit last night. Jameson Taillon out early in the game. That line drive up the middle.
There's only been 1 swing and miss so far by an Angel in this first inning. Long at bat against Trout after a series of foul balls. And here's the next 3-2 pitch home to Luis Rengifo. On the ground for Donaldson. And that retires the side. Not sure how familiar Shohei Ohtani is with the old Get Smart series, but missed it by that much.
Bon Jovi today. Never say goodbye, Patrick Sandoval, against this lineup, a Yankee lineup that relies so much on the home run ball. Patrick Sandoval really good as far as keeping it in the yard. Never say goodbye. Keep that baseball in the yard here tonight. Give yourself a better chance to win the game.
Yeah, it's a Yankee lineup that leads the free world in homers, something we've talked about a lot. 205 to lead Major League Baseball, and here's the guy responsible for a lot of that damage. Giancarlo Stanton leads things off in the second. After missing about a month on the IL, Stanton has come back and gone 1 for 9 in this series. He did play in the Oakland series, and there was a thought that Aaron Boone might get him off his feet, and he'd play only 2 of the 3 here against the Angels. But you kind of get what the Yankees are doing. They want to get his timing back because he's just been a tick off the last 2 nights.
Same thing there, even with the fastball there, just enough on it for Sandoval upstairs to get it by him.
2 strikeouts in the first for Patrick on a 9-pitch inning. A ball and 2 strikes to Stanton.
Even though you identify Patrick Sandoval so often, slider, changeup, he's starting to throw his fastball a little bit more. Kind of a pattern you're seeing from the Angels this entire month. More fastball usage, better usage of the fastball, setting up their secondary pitches.
Well, that fastball is the subject of our Home Depot getting more done tonight. And for Patrick Sandoval, he's a big part of this. Angels pitchers as a staff, strikeouts on the heater, 87 this month. And they averaged 64 through the first 4 months of the season.
And that's pretty significant. And you're seeing each one of the pitchers' average fastball velocity has actually ticked up a little bit, including Reed Detmers, who's on the mound on Friday. Shohei, last time out, struck the 6 batters he struck out early in the game, 5 on his fastball, including a 100-mile-an-hour fastball.
From 0-2 to 3 balls and 2 strikes on Stanton, the payoff pitch home.
Good pitch.
And wow, Sandoval just missed with a slider. Leadoff hitters aboard, and for more, let's send it down to Erica.
Thank you, Maddie. Yeah, the towering home run by Aaron Judge last night, number 51, the difference maker in this ballgame. So how much did Phil Nevin consider another intentional pass, much like we saw in the first game of the series? Well, he said he certainly was considering it sitting over there, but he said, you know, he didn't want Aaron Judge to beat them last night. He said at the end of the day, there was a base open, 2 outs, and it definitely came back to bite him. But he said it's not a cut and dry decision. He was basing it on those first 2 at-bats against Myers, the strikeout, the flyout. He said it might be a little bit different though tonight.
Reserve the right to change your mind, I think. Leadoff hitter aboard for Josh Donaldson. Yeah, look, I don't think anybody in the league, knowing how good Phil Nevin is at in-game strategy, I don't think anybody's going to take a shot at anything he decides to do, because it's always going to be thought out. And he might admit later, if something works, look, I took a chance. But it's never going to be just a knee-jerk decision. He's always going to weigh out all the possible outcomes.
Well, then you had Giancarlo Stanton hit behind Judge last night. He had a couple pretty good swings, including that one line drive and almost knocked Fletcher down. You remember that in the infield. So that kind of changed his thought process of loading the bases for Stanton. The night before, you had Benintendi, who's a really good number 1, number 2 guy in the lineup. He was hit number 3 for protection for Judge. That changed everything up.
Counts 0-2 on Josh Donaldson, 1 for 5 in the series. Had a pinch hit single on Monday and went hitless last night.
By the way, going back to that walk to Stanton, he tracked all those pitches pretty well. I'm looking forward to him getting out of town.
That's
now.
the sign of a guy getting it together.
Yeah,
I agree with you.
I was a little nervous the way he checked it and didn't chase at all.
Let's expedite this conclusion. Get to the 9th. Get the guy out of here till next year.
Yep.
Let the Red Sox and Blue Jays deal with him. Ball and 2 strikes. I want to get back to Nevin just for a sec, because I've never been a huge fan of the Bill Belichick head coach / manager sweatshirt trend. But Phil's wearing the vest on the City Connect jersey well.
Yes.
I like that look. By the way, Angels 3-4 in the City Connect uniforms. So let's get it back to 500.
Back to 500.
Because I think we all dig them. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Donaldson after a long hold. A ground ball to third. Duffy to Rengifo. Round the horn they go. The double play.
The 12th double play turned behind Patrick Sandoval this season. Nice play. Matt Duffy right at him. Quick feed to Rengifo. 5-4-3. The difference between a guy getting a double play and the guy hitting into the double play. Slightly different reaction.
It's like the old ABC Sports agony of defeat video. The thrill of victory, the agony of defeat. That poor skier that ate it going down the normal hill. First pitch to Gleyber Torres, lined out to Joe Adell. And it turns into a breezy inning for Patrick Sandoval.
Season 109 with his 4-seam fastball, slider 58, a very good slider. Changeup at 16, knuckle curve 12, and he has 5 with his cutter. A number of his strikeouts, especially with his fastball, have been in zone, but his secondary pitches get a lot of chases well out of the strike zone. That tells you what kind of spin rate he'll get, especially with his slider.
He'll go back to work. Will Cole in the second for Taylor Ward, Mike Ford, and Matt Duffy. And another non-strike to start a count. Ball and no strikes, a count to Taylor Ward, who drove in a run in his final plate appearance last night. 1 for 8 in the series. A chopper, tough play for Cole. Time to set, and he gets the throw over there, but it's offline. Infield single for Ward. Both of the Angel hits have been flukish,
yes.
Let's call them.
In other words, they're not really hit that hard, but they're placed perfectly. That was at 69.2 miles per hour, so a little bit harder than Trout's hit at 67.2. Got to go a long way, stretching a little bit behind the mound.
I mean, Garrett Cole's 5 hitters deep into this game. He doesn't have a strikeout yet. And that wouldn't be a big deal for most, but for a guy that's racked up a league-leading 200, you take your victories in very small steps. Here's Mike Ford now. Homers in each of the first 2 games of the series for the ex-Yankee. And it's 0-1. 2 for 3 with a homer Monday, 2 for 3 with a homer last night. Oh, and 2. Yeah, let's take you back to the homers against Frankie Montas on Monday. And that was the one where he shushed the crowd. Yankee fans getting on him. And then yesterday, lefty-lefty against Lucas Lipke.
It's a blitz of that
one. Cole can do just about anything he wants here on the 0-2 count. A fastball that was hittable. I'm surprised he didn't throw him a secondary pitch there.
Probably he was going to go down and in with a slider. Mentioned his fastball usage is up this season, and he has 109 of his 200 strikeouts with his fastball. He does have a devastating slider.
He's thrown a lot of it tonight. 26 pitches, 19 fastballs. See if the wrinkle comes on 0-2 this time. Nope, another fastball.
He doesn't look comfortable yet on the mound. At any given moment, when he does get comfortable, then it's going to be even more difficult.
Well, the images of Garrett Cole's last start here at the Big A are still fresh in many of our minds. One of his best starts as a Yankee last September here against the Angels. Ford hits into a double play. Let's remind those of you who didn't remember it. It was September 1st. 15 strikeouts over 7 shutout innings. He scattered 4 hits. It was just the 3rd time a visiting pitcher had come to this stadium and earned a 15 strikeout game. Camilo Pascual, the first to do it. Got to go back to July of '61 for that one, and then a more recent vintage, Chris Archer with the Rays in 2015.
His slider that day was unbelievable. He punched out 15.
First pitch strikes to each of the last 2 hitters he's faced now as he's 0-1 to Matt Duffy. A bouncer over the mound. And despite the leadoff single, the 1-2-3 inning for Garrett Cole.
With that changeup, batting average 231, OPS on it is 603, a couple home runs, but really it's the whiff percentage. We know how many strikeouts, but the whiff percentage, a little over 45%. Changeup already, you're seeing that on display against Aaron Judge. Patrick Sandoval doing his normal routine where he stretches his hip because he fires that front part of his body and that hip towards home plate. So he generates a lot of his power, especially with his fastball and then that changeup, which is so solid.
Jose Trevino leads off against him in the third. Bottom third of the Yankee order, scoreless through 2. Trevino, Hicks, and Connor Falefa. I would suggest some new walkout music for Patrick. I'm not sure how familiar he is with the Stones song Hip Shake.
Yeah.
Do the hip shake, baby.
Yes, I like that. You see how he fires that lower half of his body towards the plate. That's why he does that stretching routine before the inning starts.
Back to Sandoval.
See how loose and quick those hips are? Moving around, making the play.
Love it. I mean, we would all benefit in life from doing things like that.
Yes.
We'd be able to get out of bed a little easier in the morning.
The follow through, it's that reaches back.
Hip shake appears on Exile on Main Street, by the way, for any of you who want to dial that up on Spotify.
Oh, yes.
Here's Aaron Hicks now. Hicks making his first appearance in the series. He has lost considerable playing time with the acquisition of Andrew Benintendi, with Aaron Judge kind of asserting himself as a plus defensive center fielder, and by the way, the tallest in the land. Hicks has had a rough offensive start to the season, and it's 0-2.
On the chase, that hard slider. He's throwing some pretty good sliders already in the game for Sandoval. When you see numbers like that, you got to make a hit or chase something out of the strike zone. You don't have to get him out with something in the zone.
2, and that's a base hit.
Yeah, too much of the zone.
Hey, join us for Ducks Night. It's coming up on Friday. Angels face the Astros at 6:30. First 25,000 fans receive a Ducks hockey helmet. Somebody step on a duck. Courtesy of Bally Sports. For more info, visit angels.com/promotions. I'll have 2 of those, 6 of those.
Boy, a chance to get him to chase something. You'd love seeing Patrick Sandoval finishing off a hitter as quick as possible too, but you just want to get a little bit further out of the zone. That got a little too much of that inside part. Credit Aaron Hicks for getting a base hit.
1 out, 1 on for the number 9 hitter Isaiah Kiner Falefa, who takes a strike. Already 8 swings and misses for Patrick Sandoval in this game. Going back to 2019, the most swings and misses in a single game. 35, Jacob deGrom a couple years ago, and then Sandoval with 32 that game last year against the Mariners that we talk about so often. He's on that kind of pace tonight. Fires a fastball in, taken for strike 2.
Using his fastball effectively. That's at 95. Another 0-2 count. Sandoval got 0-2 against Giancarlo Stanton even last inning. We ended up walking him. Same thing with Donaldson. Aaron Hicks. A lot of strikes thrown early on for Sandoval.
LeMahieu waits on deck. 0-2 to Kiner Falefa. Another double play ball, maybe. That's going to be a tough chance. To second for one. Quick turn by Rengifo. Not in time because Kiner Falefa runs well.
Tell you what, that was well played, though. Fletch. And a quick feed over there. Rengifo made it a lot closer than you would even think. It's always tough to get a strikeout against Kiner Falefa. He's a contact guy over 90%. He makes contact on that one. Fletch got rid of it quickly. Rengifo quick on the transfer. Boy, Fletch has made some really good plays.
They had no business making that close. You're right. So a runner aboard with 2 gone now for LeMahieu, who flied to right in his first at bat tonight. And you know, thinking back to Aaron Judge's 3-run homer yesterday and the series of events that led to him having that opportunity, LeMahieu started it with a 2-out base hit. And Benintendi singled, and then Judge got a 2-out at bat with men on, and the game was effectively put out of reach. That, in fact, is the value of having a good hitter in the lineup in front of a 50 home run threat. Just the same way we were talking about yesterday, the definition of protection in a lineup is generally the guy after the guy. In a sense, it's the hitters leading into that big home run threat as well. 0-2.
Boy, fastball 95, great changeup. You're exactly right on that one, Matt, too, because that's why early in the season when the Angels were playing exceptional baseball and scoring a lot of runs, it was those guys at the bottom of the order were flipping it up to the top of the order when you had Taylor Ward hitting one, Trot, and then Ohtani, and then Anthony Rendon. So those guys had a lot of opportunities with base runners on.
Changeup misses, and it's a ball and 2 strikes now on DJ LeMahieu.
The first pitch out of the zone, really. He's thrown on 0-2, 3 in a row.
DJ LeMahieu has scored a run in front of an Aaron Judge RBI 20 times this year. Just to kind of further that thought of how LeMahieu extends the lineup, keeps a rally alive, gives Judge a chance. No other Yankees even close. And he's caught looking at a called strike 3. 3 strikeouts in 3 shutout innings for Patrick Sandoval. Patrick now on Twitter. He's brought his grab bag of giveaway items.
Wow.
Handing out Bally Sports caps.
How about those sunglasses?
Magnets.
Can we get that too?
Yeah.
Or does he wear the sunglasses at night?
He will literally give you the shirt off his back tonight. Patio's taken in a game, as many others are. Another widely attended night at the Big A. And it's 0-1 to Joe Adell, leading things off in the 3rd. Joe's first plate appearance in the series. He's had 4 previous plate appearances against Garrett Cole. 0-2 the count to Adell.
Seen that quite a bit ever since that time he got hit with a pitch on his thumb. Even he's fouled some baseballs off and lost control of the bat. Boy, he tied him up on a fastball in there too.
Max Stassi might want to think about where he's standing on deck.
It's not going to be like Joey Gallo, like right behind home plate now.
Is he still doing that with the Dodgers?
I haven't seen him. No, I haven't seen a game there, but he was literally right behind home plate.
I don't know why that bothers me as much as it does. I don't like rule breakers. 0-2 the count to Adell. Back up the middle. Picked by Torres. And we're almost the first time through the lineup, and Garrett Cole does not have a strikeout tonight.
Well, he's going back to his days with Pittsburgh when he's a ground ball pitcher. Remember, we threw a lot more two-seamers.
I'll also add this. I think Garrett Cole is very aware of the bullpen situation behind him. The fact that Aaron Boone had to go to his bullpen in the 3rd inning last night. There were a lot of innings to cover, and you know, if Cole is going to try to induce more kind of pitch to contact style tonight, it would make a lot of sense. Yeah. And he is, for his part, one of the smarter in his craft. The recall this guy has for at-bats and situations and pitch selection is uncanny. Chopper up the line for Donaldson on a hop. Nice pick by LeMahieu. Well done.
That's a long throw across the diamond. A nice pick by LeMahieu. He's played 3rd base, played 2nd base. Won a Gold Glove at 2nd base. Pretty big target at 1st base with LeMahieu.
I mean, you tell me, is that something that not every pitcher, but every great pitcher has in common? I mean, I remember talking to Garrett Cole a couple years ago about a plate appearance he had against Oakland's Chris Davis 3 years earlier, where he remembered pitch for pitch the sequence. He probably would have remembered the weather and what he had to eat that night.
And you don't even need the iPad for that. Most pitchers remember every swing, good or bad, a good take or a bad take. You remember everything because you're so locked in there, because the whole thing was you're always talking about how they're taking money out of your wallet, the guy at the plate.
3-pitch strikeout makes for a 1-2-3 home run and became the 3rd player to hit number 50 against the Angels. Started with Maris in 1961. Alex Rodriguez as a Ranger against Ishmael Valdez some 40 years later. And then earlier in this series, Aaron Judge. Andrew Benintendi leads things off against Patrick Sandoval in the visitors' 4th. No score. A pitching and defense night, and Patrick Sandoval has been as sharp as we've seen him all year through the first 3 innings this evening.
Facing this Yankee lineup with all this power, and you're locked up against Garrett Cole, so your focus level is even higher than normal.
Something in common he shares with Aaron Judge. The year Judge hit 52 homers, he was AL Rookie of the Year, and Benintendi was his runner-up. Benintendi has not had the kind of success as a Yankee so far in just over a month as he had in Kansas City. He was an all-star with the Royals this year. Hit .320 with the Royals. Since coming to the Yankees, hitting .248. But that represents an increase based on the first couple weeks, which were rough for him. One-two, and Sandoval struck him out for a 2nd time tonight.
Hard fastball. Aaron Judge coming to the plate. Let's take a look at our Frontier Play Sense. The pitch by pitch. Patrick Sandoval against Aaron Judge. First pitch, slider below the strike zone at 88 miles an hour. Then that good changeup could have easily gone his way off the plate. Followed up with another good changeup at 85. And then with 2 strikes, changeup off the plate. Good fade action on all those changeups. Back-to-back-to-back changeups in that pitch sequence.
Energy in the stadium changes every time Judge digs in as Sandoval misses with a fastball.
Ooh, got away with that.
Boy, he knows it too. Oh, man.
You get a little smile every once in a while. You get away with the pitch.
Change up that hung. Big guy extended his arms and somehow missed it.
Has his little spin around on the mound. He's like, whoa.
Yeah. 1-1.
That's good fastball.
That's unhittable.
I still think if you throw Judge a fastball, if you could throw it down there, I mean, it's not easy to do that. Nobody really hits that all that well. He'll hit that ball. He can hit it hard, but more than likely it's going to be on the ground.
Well, for so many years, you know, for a guy that stands 6'6", the bottom of the strike zone gave him fits. And, you know, there is an optical illusion element to an umpire's view of a 6'6" batter. Got him.
Slider. Fastball away. Slider down and in. Sandoval into this game here. Tight slider.
5 for Sandoval, including getting Aaron Judge twice tonight. Well, you could not have been more on it when you talked about the only kryptonite for Judge this year being the changeup. Though he did strike him out on a slider, he set him up on changeups in each of his first 2 at-bats. And now it's Stanton with 2 gone.
I'm at 96 a number of times in this game for Sandoval with his fastball. More fastball usage, better fastball velocity, setting up the secondary pitches.
Got some quantifying numbers on that for you in a moment. So the league average on strikeouts that have come on non-fastballs is 54%. Right, 54% of the strikeouts league-wide are on non-fastballs. For Aaron Judge, 65% of his strikeouts have come on non-fastballs since the start of the 2020 season. So that is, in fact, how you handle him.
Looks like he's going to go change up down. Boy, he's got it working. You see that energy.
Man.
Sandoval pumped up.
He struck out the side, and it ain't just any side. Benintendi, Judge, and Stanton all striking out swinging in a 1-2-3-4 for Sandoval. 4 shutout innings with 6 strikeouts, including getting Aaron Judge twice. 3 shutout innings for Garrett Cole. 1 strikeout for him, and he'll face Trout, Ohtani, and Rengifo here in the 4th.
Boy, the impressive thing with Sandoval last inning, Matt, strikeout on his fastball, strikeout on his slider, strikeout on his changeup, all in 1 inning.
Sandoval's thrown only 44 pitches, 12 fastballs, 12 sliders, 12 changeups, and then he's mixed in the curve and his new sinker.
You think he's into this game?
I think he's into this game. He is locked
Yeah,
on.
you don't even want to sit down. Ooh, that was a pitch to Trout. Could have covered on that one. Slider, heart of the plate.
You know, and as comfortable as Patrick looks, as locked on as he looks, as you mentioned earlier, Garrett Cole does not look like he is liking what's happening as much.
No.
And he's really hard on himself. So it's tough to gauge. Like, Cole could go out there and throw 7 shutout innings and then tell reporters later that he thought he stunk that night, because he is that tough on himself.
That's what the great ones are. They're perfectionists.
Cole's thrown 42 pitches, 30 fastballs, and he strikes out Trout on a breaking pitch.
Now back-to-back strikeouts on his slider. With David Fletcher, now Trout. That's a pretty sharp one. Always remember when he's successful against Ohtani, it's been that high fastball, but Ohtani's been great in the month of August. On base percentage of .391, slugging is .639, and an OPS 1,030. Shohei almost added to that first at bat.
One of the best months of his career, in fact. And he's behind 0-1 as he offered it a high fastball.
Got to believe he's going to get a lot now. I remember a home run that Shohei hit against Severino was a 98-mile-an-hour fastball here. It was 2018, a rocket out the right center.
On a Sunday night, if I believe. Counts 0-2 on Ohtani.
So far, back-to-back 98-mile-an-hour fastballs. Unusual. A lot of times when you see a pitcher, especially one that's aggressive, has a great fastball, anytime you see a shake off, when you make that emphatic nod, you always think fastball. He threw a slider instead.
Fake shake.
Yes. Change up there.
2-2 now.
That's why Dave Stewart stopped doing that, because whenever he wanted to go fastball, he would do that, and then he just ended up doing the, using the glove on the chest, wipes, be able to make his signs towards home.
Back to the fastball, and it stays even at 2-2.
See that often for Shohei, just that jamming of his hand and his thumb. It happened, we saw it in Toronto. This happens often.
Cole has found a little something extra on his fastballs in this at bat. A couple of 98-mile-an-hour heaters.
That's a pretty good change.
Man,
wow.
Just missed with it. I mean, that's the kind of call that a 5-time All-Star usually gets. Let's face it.
Well, the reigning MVP got the call. That might have been just barely, if anything. I thought it got the lower part.
Missed.
Missed it by much again.
3-2. And Ohtani pops it up. Hey, Garrett Cole's also a guy that'll wear it. You know when he's frustrated.
Oh, yeah.
And who among us wouldn't be frustrated by not getting a call on that pitch?
Especially with a guy at the plate like Shohei Ohtani, because the very next pitch you could be down 1-0.
And now it's Luis Rengifo with 2 out and the base is empty. So much was made of Cole's free agent signing with the Yankees. When he left the Astros, signed the big multi-year, multi-million-dollar contract to go to the Bronx. Casual fans may have forgotten that the Yankees tried to draft him out of high school. They wanted him way back when. He was chosen as a first rounder in 2008 and instead wanted to go to UCLA. And imagine how Yankee fans responded to that. How dare you? We spent a first-round draft pick on you, and you went to college? Lined into center field. Rengifo's got a base hit.
Yeah, he's ultra competitive. And you can see even that base hit, he's not real happy. He's like, look, how did you hit that ball? Change up he got.
Cole, of course, came out as the #1 overall pick by the Pirates a few years later. And #1 overalls among pitchers, it's kind of a, I don't know, a little bit more of a crapshoot than it is for position players. There's Taylor Ward now.
Well, you just look at his delivery, you would think, although he's thrown 98. Trevino throws well. He's thrown out 36% of base stealers. You might want to take a shot. He's allowed 7 stolen bases in 10 attempts. 132 stolen bases allowed in his career. His 3 pickoffs.
I mean, this is the kind of night, the way both of these guys are going, where 1 run could potentially be enough.
Yep. That could have easily been a sign from the dugout saying to pay attention. Rengifo running a little more successfully this year. 5 stolen bases in 6 attempts.
So the fastball got Cole in front 0-1.
Because you can see that's a high leg kick. David Mayshore over there, he has a stopwatch, but they have all the information they need before that, even checking how quick he is to the plate and relaying that information to Luis Rengifo.
He wants a new onion. Ball and a strike. And Ward pops the breaking ball up into shallow right to retire the side. Nothing comes of the 2-out single. Pitchers counts. I mean, he's not going to 3-2. He's not having to come back from being down 3-0. The 6 strikeouts have come in the following counts: 0-2, 1-2, 1-2, 1-2, 1-2, and 0-2. A 3-pitch strikeout finally to Giancarlo Stanton.
he's been using all his pitches so effectively so far for Sandoval.
Super efficient so far tonight. 4 innings of work. He's averaging 11 pitches an inning. And this is starting to smell a lot like the complete game shutout that he threw against the Tigers in Detroit a week or so ago. And back to work in the 5th for Josh Donaldson. Donaldson, Torres, and Trevino here for the Yankees. Sandoval gets a call on a pitch that borderline missed inside. Not so, says Ryan Additon, the home plate umpire tonight.
Pretty good breaking ball, good curveball. Good depth to it. It's 79.
In the air toward foul territory on the right side and out of reach for Ward. Ball and 2 strikes.
Unusual to see this, though. He tied him up with a changeup in.
I mean, your scouting report on what Sandoval needed to do tonight was right on the money. Higher percentage of changeups through 4 innings than in any start he's had this month so far. And it's worked. A ball and 2 strikes to Donaldson. That changeup's low.
You look at teams like the Rays and the Angels, who a lot more changeups to them. Even the Jays are a team that has struggled with off-speed pitches and hit fastballs well. Even though you love to throw fastballs, and they did throw some effective fastballs, but when you want to get the out, whether it's soft contact or a strikeout, changeups very big, and Sandoval so far has a good feel for that one.
And taking considerable time now off the back of the mound. I think there was a beach ball that led to that delay. There's been 1 per night in the 4th or 5th inning in all 3 games of the series. We're working on a StatCast treatment for that. Stay tuned. Chopper to third that eats up Duffy. Donaldson's on his way into second. We'll see how that ball scored, and the Yankees have their leadoff hitter in scoring position. A runner past first base for the first time tonight on either side of the scorecard.
And he got him out in front. A slider hit it on the ground. And earlier today, Matt Duffy was working on a lot of those plays just like that.
That'll bring up Gleyber Torres now with Donaldson at second.
You got to clear your mind of that one right away, because Torres is really, really good on the first pitch, with a lot of power on the first pitch when he puts it in play.
Torres lined to left in his first at bat tonight. And that one gets past Stassi. So a misplay and then a wild pitch, and the Yankees have a runner at third with nobody out. Well, Max didn't have a real chance at that one.
It looked like it skipped on the plate and stayed low. A lot of times when it hits the dirt, you have a chance you expect it to bounce up high on you, and it hit the plate and stayed low.
Angels play the infield in. And Torres shoots a ball into right center field. Trout closing, and it's past him. Donaldson scores easily on an RBI double by Gleyber Torres. 1-0 Yankees.
And this baseball just kept going away from Trout in right center. Another double for Torres, his 22nd.
So it's scored officially as back-to-back doubles, because that ball from Donaldson that kind of ate up Duffy was scored a double. And then in a more clear example of a double as Torres makes it 1-0. And here's Trevino now. Yankee catcher bounced out back to the pitcher in his first at bat. It's a Yankee lineup that averages just fewer than, or just over rather, 5 runs per game. Top scoring lineup in the American League. Second best in all of baseball, only to the Dodgers. Trevino slices a ball out to right. Ward makes the catch. Torres tags up, throws cut off, and Torres is able to easily advance. Runner at third with 1 away, and time for a quick word from Hyundai.
It's your journey. Own it in the Hyundai Santa Fe.
One of those productive outs. Now it's going to force the infield in again. Reno did a nice job there. He's trying to hit the ball to that part of the field, gets the job done, and advances Torres to third. Because every run in this game is big.
Aaron Hicks singled in the third. One of those 2 excuse me base hits early. Again, the infield in for the Angels. And it's a ball with no strikes to Aaron Hicks. Back-to-back doubles, and then a fly ball to right. Hicks sends a high drive out to left field. Adele with plenty of room to make the catch, but it's plenty deep enough to get Torres in and make it a 2-0 Yankee lead. And now the number 9 hitter, Isaiah Kiner-Falefa. So the Yankees convert on both of their opportunities to score a runner from third with less than 2 out in the inning. That's something the Yankees convert as a team 55% of the time. And it comes as a small victory for the 2 guys that did it, for Torres and for Hicks, because neither one of those guys has had a lot of success. They're both under the Yankees team average in converting, scoring the runner from third with less than 2 out. As Kiner-Falefa lifts a fly ball into shallow center. Renjifo's out there for it to retire the side. However, the Yankees crack the scoreboard with 2 here in the 5th. Earned runs, but Patrick Sandoval, I think we would all agree, deserved a better fate that inning. And is replaying the series of events in his mind that led to a 2-0 deficit. The Angels will try to get some of that back for him here in the bottom of the inning. Mike Ford, Matt Duffy, Joe Adell against Garrett Cole, last of the 5th. 2-0 New York. And it's 0-1 to Mike Ford.
And the one thing you want to do now as an offense against Garrett Cole, you don't want to allow him to get on a roll. They're getting a 2-0 lead now. See if he can respond right back. Look at this part of the lineup and get it, flip it back over to the top of the lineup.
Ford grounded into a double play in his first at bat tonight. Lays off 97 up around the shoulders. A lot of fastballs from Garrett Cole tonight. And for a guy who has a 43% whiff rate on his slider, one of the highest in baseball, he is going about it a little differently tonight.
When you go over numbers, though, the Angels have struggled. The pitch they've struggled with the most has been a fastball. And he's thrown a lot more fastballs. You mentioned that he studies the game very well, so he knows those numbers that the Angels struggle with fastballs.
And a breaking ball to get it to 2-2. It's in very elite company when it comes to this combination of stats. Averaging 95 plus on a fastball with a whiff rate of 25% or better. He, Carlos Rodon, and Corbin Burns. And it's 3-2 now. This is the 15th batter that Cole has faced tonight. He's gone to a 3-ball count now 4 times. And the 3-2 home to Ford. Laid off a 99-mile-an-hour aspirin tablet. What a nice plate appearance from Mike Ford.
It's not an easy take, too. That's close enough at 99. You got to be out there quick. Guessing from his swings as an Angel. As a left-handed batter, you usually think of left-handed batters like the ball in the lower part of the strike zone. I think Ford likes the pitches middle to middle up in the strike zone.
Angels put their leadoff hitter aboard for the second time tonight, and now it's Matt Duffy. Sends a ball to right for out number 1. Homestand continues Friday, Saturday, and Sunday with the Astros, and join us for every Saturday night home game. Stay and enjoy post-game Saturday night fireworks show driven by SoCal Honda dealers. Visit angels.com/promotions for more details. Where's our man Patty O, by the way?
I think he's going to start a cheer to get some runs scored.
He will. He will do it. Joe Adell with a swing and a miss. 1 out, 1 on here in the 5th inning. And boy, Garrett Cole really does look frustrated tonight. He's putting out that body language that he is not happy with what he's doing, even though he is not allowed to run through 4 1/3. He hasn't allowed a man past first base. Maybe it's the strikeout total being as low as it is. We noted how unusual it is for Cole to get through a lineup the first time without a strikeout. The only other time this year that he's done that was May 18th against Baltimore. That was 18 starts ago. 1-1 to Adell.
And it seems like he's frustrated on his release of his fastball, more so than his secondary pitches, because he's thrown a lot more fastballs.
38 of his 64 pitches have been fastballs. 29 of those for strikes. That's a double play ball. Kiner Falefa to Torres, back to LeMahieu. Nothing despite the leadoff walk through 5-2 New York. Event. Get away with a great deal only at Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Visit buyhyundai.com or see your SoCal Hyundai dealers today. Buy Jack in the Box. Spicy chicken strips are back at Jack in the Box for a limited time starting at just $5.49. And by your Southern California Cadillac dealers. Team Pitcher Day. Everybody wants to get their picture took. Team photos snapped this afternoon. The lads having to endure very warm temperatures out there.
It is a dry heat though today.
Stop. Yeah.
Players always just love that photo day. Oh yes.
A 2-0 lead for the Yankees, and the top of the order for New York in the top of the 6th inning. LeMahieu, Benintendi, and Judge. The 2 runs coming on back-to-back doubles, and then a sac fly in the top half of the 5th. Sliders in for a strike. We talked about it this series. Every starter, every pitcher on the other side is always aware of where Aaron Judge is. And in this case, he bats 3rd. So it makes the early outs in this inning that much more important. There's one on a convenient room service hop for Fletch.
High changeup, ground ball. Not easy to hit that ball on the ground. Usually a high changeup, you could hit that in the air or swing and miss.
Judge on deck now, and that'll bring up Andrew Benintendi. Benintendi has struck out twice tonight.
Swinging at the first pitch again.
Yeah. I mean, it is just, you can check that off every time he digs in there. 2 quick outs for Sandoval in the 6th. 51 homers for Aaron Judge. That is 15 more than the next closest on the major league leaderboard, Kyle Schwarber of the Phillies. Since 1945, the largest gap between the top 2 home run hitters in baseball has been 13. And you've got to go back to Mays and McCovey, Giants teammates in 1965. Aaron Judge has a chance to separate himself by even more than 15 from Kyle Schwarber. Sandoval has handled him twice tonight, striking him out in both at bats.
Remember, he started him with slider, and then he threw him a changeup there, first pitch. He also threw him a fastball, last at bat, first pitch. So 3 different pitches on the first pitch thrown to Judge in 3 at bats. Mixing and matching.
I think it was Eddie Lopat, the old Yankee craftsman pitcher, that used to say, never the same pitch twice, never the same speed twice, never the same place twice.
Especially when you're facing a guy like this. So you're going back to another changeup.
Ooh. Heater. Oh, didn't get a call on it. Now Sandoval's the guy that's chapped. That's a good pitch.
It's all over the bottom part of the strike zone.
This is a pretty good contest between Sandoval and Cole as to who's got the redder aspirin bottle.
Oh, yes.
Two and two. It was an old Jim Healy-ism. Both Sandoval and Judge going for a walk here to clear their minds.
There goes back Sandoval now, walking around.
I mean, and Patrick has taken some long walks tonight. I mean, he's almost back to the second base bag.
Is this the OK Corral right here now?
So our Bally Sports edit team is furiously thinking themes for this already. I think he just made a good suggestion. Here's the 2-2.
He loves a good changeup. Well, you can see how much he's into it.
He knew he threw a great pitch.
Yep. And Aaron Judge always has pitchers feeling the same way because his power he has. So you're going to that next level every pitcher he faces.
Two balls and two strikes. Two out with the bases empty and a 2-0 Yankee lead. The next 2-2 home. And it'll go all the way to a full count. Stanton waiting on deck. Different feeling Aaron Boone lineup tonight with Anthony Rizzo getting a night off.
So Judge walks around out of the batter's box and Sandoval walks behind the pitcher's mound.
Yeah, it really is like that was a great analogy that you just made, the OK Corral thing. Everybody kind of walking around sizing up their prey. A full count, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Here's the payoff pitch home.
Ooh, slider upstairs.
I felt like Judge fouled that off, but I guess not.
That's what I thought he did.
Did it just glance off Stassi's glove? We'll find out here. Yeah,
it just did.
Yeah, and he very clearly checked his swing.
Yeah.
It was almost like Max was expecting it to hit the bat too. That was very strange.
I think he was anticipating that slider going down and in, and it stayed upstairs.
So it's scored as a walk.
Actually, if you look at it, it is pretty close to being a strike.
That was weird. First walk of the ball game.
That could have been called a strike. Because Judge is a little bit different at the plate. He's as tall as he is. That's an upper part of the strike zone pitch to him.
Stanton breaks his bat on a roller for Rengifo. Better get there quick, Louis. Man, you want nothing to do with a collision with a 6'7" defensive end.
You're facing a franchise fixture here with the Halos. That's our friend Kurt Lowe celebrating 3,000 Angels games covered. He regularly started to cover the Halos back in 1985. You can see he's got a celebratory cake up in the press box tonight. He'll also greet the team in the clubhouse following tonight's game. Mike Trout will present him with another cake, congratulating him on 3,000 games. Congrats to you, Kurt. And Gooby, he hasn't lost his edge either. You were the lucky recipient of his barbs earlier today.
Yeah, he says, I've been around so long, I remember you pitching. I'm like, wow, thanks, Kurt. I appreciate that, my friend. He's the best.
Wow.
I always love our conversations over the years.
That is 37 years of covering the same team. That's fantastic. We go to the bottom half of inning number 6, and Garrett Cole goes back to work, leading 2-0. And there is a stoppage on the field. And that's why Cole is kind of ambling about without looking in for a sign. Max Stassi will lead things off. Stassi, Fletcher, and Trout here for the Angels.
Garrett Cole's going to get a few more throws in.
We have a little additional time here in the bottom of the 6th inning, so let's jump into the Wayback Machine for a Carl's Cam replay. It was on this date, August 31st, 1964. Ground was broken in Anaheim with the Cowboy on hand for the building of Angel Stadium. Get that shovel into the ground. All-time stadium leaders in hits, homers, wins, and strikeouts on your screen. Some of the franchise immortals. And it was on this day that all began. Fun stuff. Careful.
Yes.
Oh, I love that old video. Orange groves.
Yes. By the way, if you're Max Stassi, hack it. First pitch.
Ah, like
hack
that.
it. First pitch. Anywhere near the strike zone.
A little longer layoff. It was early in the season when Garrett Cole was making a start for the Yankees, and the Yankees were on the road for a team's opening day, and the ceremonies spilled over the allotted time, and Garrett wasn't pleased with that. He will let you know as Stassi with a high fly ball is retired. In fact, it was at home, and the holdup was Billy Crystal, you know, noted Yankee fan, threw out the first pitch, and there was a whole thing, and Garrett Cole was like, come on, man, let's go, Mr. Saturday Night, beat it. I got to start. Ended up giving up 3 runs in the first. First pitch, breaking ball, hooked up the line by David Fletcher, and a throw to first is not in time. Not only that, it gets away from LeMahieu, and Fletcher's going to get to second base.
Maybe a similar type of play where Donaldson hit that one ball down the third base line and ended up being the first run of the game. Here now Fletch in scoring position for Trout and Ohtani behind him.
And I'm thinking here single E5.
Yes. That's a long throw.
It sure is. I mean, you're into like Matt Chapman, Manny Machado territory there.
And that's one of those plays too for LeMahieu. You're not going to be able to get to that. You're almost better off getting off the bag and trying to prevent an extra base being on that one.
It is scored as a base hit and an error charged to Donaldson on the throw. First time tonight that the Angels have a runner in scoring position now, and it's for Trout with 1 away. Jammed into the shift. Hey, Kiner Falefa olayed it.
That doesn't happen often.
He's a Gold Glover. Back-to-back plays with errors. And how about this for a turn of events? 2 runners on with 1 away for Ohtani.
He's been making every play in this series. This year, Garrett Cole, 258 with runners in scoring position. There's some numbers against him in these situations.
Ohtani just missed one in the first, a long fly ball to center that took Hicks to the fence. An infield pop in the fourth. And the first time the Angels have had an opportunity with multiple base runners aboard. First pitch fastball almost hit him. Shohei looking into the dugout to think maybe was there some video that could back me up here, and Ray Montgomery's going to call up.
See if I did get him.
Hard to tell from that angle.
I don't think it did. Maybe. With his vision, I would assume no. Nope.
No. I don't know that I want him taking first base anyway.
No.
You remember when Albert Bell got hit with a pitch and refused to go to first base?
Yes, I do.
Because he wanted to hit. 2-0.
Followed up with a changeup after a fastball in.
It's really the first time the Angels have put Cole in anything resembling trouble tonight. Shohei could erase the 2-0 deficit with 1 swing of the bat. The 2-0. And he's done it! Get out of here! Wow. Shohei Ohtani! Ohio gozaimasu, New York!
I love that reaction. Oh my God! Shohei center field, 30th home run. Sugoi, Shohei, just like that, the Halos are up by 1.
Chundis. Shohei Ohtani. Magic.
Oh, he got the splash. Wow, what a shot. That baseball got out in a hurry. 107.3 miles per hour exit velocity. Shohei.
Just gave a little you're welcome to Patrick Sandoval, too. I mean, could this series have delivered more big moments from the two guys who you advertise on the front of the schedules?
And I mean, you have both pitchers, when you see these, the whole series, when they come to the plate, it's like that focus is off the charts. And they've delivered. Fastball, heart of the plate, dead center. What a swing that was. Shohei. And now you know why he didn't want to be hit by that pitch.
Oh, yes. Yeah, come on. 2 homers, 4 RBIs for Aaron Judge. 2 homers, 5 RBIs for Shohei Ohtani. 1 and 2 in the AL MVP race, and they have not disappointed this week.
Priceless.
And Louis checks his swing. It's 2-2 now.
By the way, that's going 427. I love that background right there. Look at that. Shohei on fire in the month of August.
2 balls and 2 strikes to Luis Rengifo. And Rengifo strikes out. Just the 3rd of the game for Cole.
But it's an odd inning going against Garrett Cole on this one, too. He could have easily been facing Shohei Ohtani to lead off the next inning.
You're absolutely right. I mean, the 2 errors betrayed him. And then, you know, the fastball that he'd like to have back. That's how the Yankees scored their runs on a wonky defensive play. There are no margins. There's Taylor Ward now. Ward lines the ball into left field.
Benintendi's really good as far as cover. Now quick he gets it in. There's no way to try to take a shot, get an extra base. A very reliable Kiner for left, unable to make that play on that ground ball.
Second hit of the game for Taylor. He's aboard with 2 gone now for Mike Ford. Mike is grounded into a double play and walked. I mean, does anybody doubt the value, the box office appeal of a blue-blooded superstar baseball player? It's about the superstars.
Yep.
There are casual fans that know nothing about the Yankees or the Angels, but they know about Aaron Judge and Shohei Ohtani.
I mean, they're players that you'd immediately stop and watch. Just stop and watch and be amazed and marvel at what they do.
A ball and 2 strikes to count to Mike Ford. In play for Donaldson, who'll do it himself. One mighty swing of the bat by the reigning AL MVP has flipped the script at the Big A tonight. The Angels take a 1-run lead. Big crowds each of the last 3 nights. And the energy absolutely changes each time they dig in at the plate. And, of course, we're talking about Mike Gallego and Aaron Judge.
I think we are. Well, he was instrumental of waving Shohei around to score that go-ahead run.
That's right. Send him.
That was the best send I had all year.
Josh Donaldson leads things off in the 7th. I think I might have blown out on that last call, by the way. I need a tune-up. Can we get eyes on Patio in the stands? He's somewhere handing out T-shirts. Tell him we need him in here tonight.
Oh, man.
2 balls and no strikes.
Well, you want to make sure you get this first batter out here, and Donaldson's got a lot of power himself. He's been known to be aggressive and successful swinging 3-0.
There's bullpen activity behind Sandoval for the first time tonight. Three and one. The lead singer of the Spinners, Jimmy Herget. And Jimmy's thirsty tonight. Full count.
Back-to-back 94-mile-an-hour fastballs.
Yeah, I think Stassi got caught with a back swing there. Donaldson does take a very long hack. He's checking in with Max to make sure he's all right. While we have this health conversation on the mound, or at the plate rather, we can show you the defensive change that took place leading into the inning. And that's Andrew Velasquez taking over at shortstop. David Fletcher moves to second. Rengifo to third, and Matt Duffy to first. So wholesale changes in the infield. And Max okay to continue.
It's been some long time in between some pitches for Patrick Sandoval today.
Yeah, a lot of it his own doing.
Yeah.
I mean, the strolls he was taking in the back of the mound were not the ordinary, step off for a little while type wandering walks. And now Donaldson wants to step out.
I think Stassi wants to go either changeup or slider here. Another step off.
All right, so first Sandoval took time, then Donaldson, then Stassi.
Going with the changeup.
And now everybody's ready to go. 3-2 pitch. Back to Sandoval. Stays with a tough hop. One away. First time Patrick smiled all night. Whew.
The way the defense was set up, I think it's going to be a play for them anyhow up the middle, but if the baseball's up that quickly at you, you're going to make the play.
Hey, watch your lips.
Yes. Whew. It's not an easy throw because you're still on the incline of the mound when you're making that throw, by the way, to first base, especially after baseball's back up the middle like that.
One gun now for Gleyber Torres. Torres doubled in the first of the 2 runs that put the Yankees on the scoreboard in the 5th. And then that 2-0 lead went away on the Ohtani 3-run homer the following inning. 1-1. Would you think that the finish line is near for Patrick if he gets through the 7th here?
Yeah, and you can look at the pitch count and say, wow, he's only at 77, but this is a high stress, full max 77.
Yeah.
Well, that's a great changeup. And people at home go, you see guys back in the day, they were throwing 120, 140 pitches. But in this game, where you see every single pitch that Sandoval's thrown, because he's facing a great lineup like the Yankees, and you're locked up against Garrett Cole, so every pitch, full max.
That's just the second swing and miss he's induced since the end of the 4th. And he strikes out Torres.
Boy, he's really good going back to back to back with his changeup. You don't see that often, where a pitcher will do that, especially with the changeup. But he's done that a couple times already tonight, and it's a very, very effective changeup.
7 strikeouts for Sandoval tonight. Punched out 5 in his last start. Had 9 strikeouts in the complete game shutout in Detroit a week and a half ago. Now Jose Trevino with 2 gone.
Wow, that's a sharp slider.
Ball to no strikes.
That's some really good spin on his slider and his curveball today. Well above average spin on both those pitches. It's going to be well below average spin on his changeup. That's almost a good thing for him. His arm action changeup, so good. Hitter reads that, sees that same arm speed as his fastball. Separation of about 10 or 11 miles per hour.
1 ball and 1 strike to Jose Trevino. Cue shot. Gathered in by Fletch, and it turns into a 1-2-3 inning for Sandoval. Finishes on a high note and with a 1-run lead. And if you're playing craps, put a couple of bucks on number 17 for Gooby and I.
Yes, please.
Attaboys, and congrats,
yes,
by Phil Nevin to his starting pitcher tonight. Patrick Sandoval really battled. He was grinding, giving up those 2 runs. It was a misplay, and it looked like it was going to be one of those tough luck nights for Patrick, where he threw the ball well and couldn't get a decision. Instead, he leaves with the lead.
I love the fact that all those lefty pitchers are all hanging together. You got Suarez, you got Detmers, you got Davidson. Those guys are all together all the time, pushing each other to be better. That competition amongst each other, and you're seeing some dividends being paid.
0-2 the count to Matt Duffy, leading things off in the home 7th. And Duffy's caught looking at a called strike 3. With 1 gone, how about a quick word from Jack in the Box?
Mix good sauce with my new spicy good sauce for spicy good sauce.
You know, I think you'd probably agree with this too, Gooby. Phil Nevin is really doing a really good Papa Bear down there as interim manager, and I think that the players have responded to him. He is very invested in everybody's success.
He understands the importance of putting guys in position to succeed, and he's done a really nice job as far as allowing his starting pitchers to get a little bit deeper in the game and keeping the bullpen arms fresh and using them in the right way and building confidence in them. You don't have Raisel Iglesias anymore. It was unbelievable closing games last year, so now you're mixing and matching with the bullpen, but putting guys in position to be successful. You're seeing that with his defense, now putting Velasquez in there.
Jimmy Herget was up earlier. Now it's José Quijada up down there. Yankees have bullpen activity behind Garrett Cole for the first time tonight, as Jonathan Loaizaga has stood up. Cole's at 90 pitches and counting.
All of a sudden, he seems to be finding his fastball now. Kind of an angry fastball from Garrett Cole.
Yeah, you bet. The 2-2.
Yeah, he's amped up now.
Another fastball fouled away. So 3 straight sliders. And then 3 straight heaters. Stassi next, base is empty with 1 gone. 3-2 pitch home to Adell. Slider is hit on the ground out to shortstop. And that's out number 2. Cole's at 93 pitches. You know, knowing how he competes, it wouldn't be crazy to think he might try to talk his way into another inning tonight.
No doubt. He's one of those guys, too, when a manager, which I'm sure Aaron Boone has done this a few times, walking out there thinking, I really don't want to take him out because it's never easy to grab the baseball out of his hand.
I mean, he threw 110 pitches in his last start, the 11 punch-out game in Oakland on Friday. He has gone 100 pitches or better than that in 10 straight starts. Two balls and no strikes to count to Stassi, who's hitless in 2 tries tonight. Cole has already put the Yankees bullpen in a better position than they were in at first pitch, when after yesterday they had to cover 7 innings with 6 different relievers. Angels bullpen, on the other hand, fresher and so much improved from last year's struggles. Stassi sends a high fly ball into right. And it remains to be seen if Cole gets back out there for another inning. It's still a 1-run game.
Hanging out in the shadows right now, getting ready for Angels Live postgame presented by the OC Healthcare Agency. GA, this matchup between Judge and Shohei gets better and better. What about what you saw here tonight from Shohei Ohtani?
Punch, they both showed up. Last night, Judge showed up. Ohtani showed up tonight in grand fashion. It just fit the billing for the series.
And another 1-2 punch we'll be talking about is Garrett Cole going head-to-head with Patrick Sandoval. Patrick Sandoval right now at the edge.
Yeah, he does have the edge, and thanks to Ohtani. But no, he's been steady the whole game, and he really started feeling that changeup toward the end of his outing.
All right, well, this one's starting to get spicy because José Quijada, let me see that again. José Quijada is on the hill for the top of the 8th inning as we send it back inside to Matt Vasgersian and Mark Gubicza.
All right, Frenchie, thank you. Looking forward to Angels Live after the game. And José Quijada among those trying to deliver it there after a win. Jose making his 2nd appearance of the series, pitched a scoreless inning here on Monday night. And it was an important outing for Jose. The 8 games prior to that outing on Monday had allowed 6 earned runs, so he got it back together. Such an important performer in Phil Nevin's bullpen. And he'll go to work with the new left fielder behind him as Magneuris Sierra takes over in left. The Yankees will have Hicks, Kiner Falefa, and LeMahieu, and looming as a possible bench presence, though he wouldn't appear against a lefty, is 30-homer Anthony Rizzo, who was a notable non-starter tonight.
Yeah, but you know, with him, he even stays inside against lefties pretty good. He's on top of the plate. You want to give him 2 full days off. They're off tomorrow, I think, the Yankees. Let him have 2 full days off, just so he can relax.
Fine by us.
Yeah.
0-1 the count to Aaron Hicks, who has a single and an RBI tonight. 0-2. Angels have a day off tomorrow as well. Then the Astros in town for a 3-game weekend series. Going to get Reed Detmers on Friday against Lance McCullers. Homestand has been filled with compelling starting matchups.
Yes.
A lot of fun.
And you have that certain pitcher on Saturday looming. Shohei Ohtani, first player in history with 10 home runs. With 10 wins and 30 or more home runs in the same season. First player ever.
So we can stop talking about the Babe Ruth comparisons?
Yes,
because
from this point forward, it's the Shohei comparisons.
Nobody has ever done that. 30 homers, 10 wins. And we thank Rhett Bollinger from MLB.com for that little nugget. One gone for Quijada. And speaking of Shohei, let's take another look at the 3-run homer via the T-Mobile coverage cam for the best coverage in the game. The T-Mobile coverage cam.
That swing, his leverage, his lower part of his body. We showed this already in the series where he's using that lower half. Even up in Toronto, same thing, driving all those pitches. What a reaction by the fans here tonight at the Big A. Hey, what a reaction by Shohei.
There's Kiner Falefa now. José Quijada right on brand with his heavy four-seamer arsenal. Nothing but fastballs here. Quijada about 85% four-seamer. He'll throw a changeup and mix in a very occasional slider.
Well, he could run that upstairs too. It's so effective up and above the strike zone.
Oh, 0-2 the count to Isaiah Kiner Falefa. DJ LeMahieu waiting on deck.
Not an easy guy to strike out, so you got to be ready to that right side of the infield against Kiner Falefa.
We said that Jonathan Loaizaga was up in the Yankee bullpen earlier. Clay Holmes is now up throwing. For the Yankees, but it did not look like Garrett Cole was about to relinquish. Shallow right. Fletcher's back there to get it. 2 away. Speaking of the highly animated, almost a cartoon character tonight is our man Patty O. Handmade Shohei sign. Oh, it's double-sided. This guy Heafy. Look at him. Hey, forget the rally monkey. There's your team mascot right there, Angels.
Matching t-shirts.
Oh, man.
Because we're boys. Let's go.
Oh, man. What kind of tchotchkes is Patty O handing out tonight? Brought a bag of t-shirts? Drink cozies? DJ LeMahieu takes a strike.
I thought for a while he might bring out that Phil Rizzuto keychain that was on the Seinfeld episode. He was thinking about it.
I'm tempted to follow him to his car tonight to see if he's got like a whole trunk full of foam fingers stuffed in the back. LeMahieu's 0 for 3 so far tonight. Quijada challenges him with the high heater. This is one of those nights where Patrick Sandoval had that sinking feeling, pitching well, not getting the support. One inning behind him with a defensive miscue ends up costing him a chance for the decision. I mean, we've seen this time and time again this year. And he has pitched so much better than a guy that's 4-9.
Yes.
How about this for a note? This was Patrick's 51st career start and just the 6th time in 51 starts where he received at least 3 runs of support.
Wow.
Over a 5-inning or more appearance.
I mean, his ERA for the season right now is just barely over 3. 3.02. I mean, his ERA right now actually is better than Garrett Cole's at 3.28. He's been great, as always.
A ball and 2 strikes to count to LeMahieu. Who is more animated tonight, José Quijada or Patrick O'Neill?
That's a tough one. I'm still leaning towards Quijada. I'm still looking forward at some point to see if he can catch his own pitch one time, run it down towards the catcher.
Well, he is really challenging LeMahieu with those gas balls. 95 up around the shoulders. Time for a quick word from Resorts World Las Vegas. It was an appropriate little interlude with Quijada on the mound. Still 2-2.
So far in this game, Angels pitchers have had 10 0-2 counts. 7 for Sandoval, 3 for Quijada.
Okay. And Andrew Benintendi on deck. Full count to the 2-time batting champ and 3-time All-Star. Bases empty with 2 gone. Angels up a run in the 8th.
Wait, when you look out at the defense, you rarely see this. Everyone is in their so-called normal position.
That is mad respect for DJ LeMahieu.
Yes. That's how good of a hitter he is. Can't even remember the last time I've seen this before.
Like 87, 88, something like that. Still a full count. Is he actually shaking to a non-heater here, or is this a fake shake?
I think Stassi wants to try to sneak a changeup in, but your best pitch, you go with your best pitch.
LeMahieu's been on the last couple of fastballs that he's fouled off. And a couple of them were out of the strike zone. It's been an interesting battle. 3 balls and 2 strikes once again. Another fastball. That one misses. Quick reminder to download the MLB app to get video highlights, live pitch by pitch, breaking news, player updates, stat leaderboards, and more for your Los Angeles Angels. Two-out base runner in front of Andrew Benintendi, who's been quiet tonight. Patrick Sandoval struck him out twice and kept him 0 for 3. And there's a pinch runner at first now. Tim LeCastro pinch ran on Monday. He is the fastest player on Aaron Boone's roster. And let's check in with you, just entering the game.
Three at bats, swung at the first pitch. every at bat. Got to be careful here. First pitch for Quijada.
First pitch swing. I mean, it is clockwork. And the Angels have handled him all night. A scoreless eighth for Quijada. Still a one-run Angels lead. Sandoval, 4 strikeouts for Cole. One of his lowest strikeout totals of the season. He ends up going 7 innings and allowing 2 earned. Same innings and earned run total for Sandoval, who struck out 7. Both of them were great tonight.
Both are really, really good. The SoCal natives, Orange County natives going at it today. Orange Lutheran High School, Mission Viejo High School. Impressive, both on the mound today.
Couple of changes for the Yankees as Clay Holmes appears. Came off the injured list and made his first appearance in 2 weeks on Monday and threw a scoreless inning. So Holmes will work the inning, and Anthony Rizzo is inserted in at first base.
By the way, Holmes' first pitch warming up, he hit the backstop in the air. That's kind of a Bull Durham moment for a second. When you're throwing that hard, you're really going to be comfortable in the batter's box.
Described by many who have faced him as the guy that owned. Oh, my goodness.
That was it again.
Throws a heavy sinker, one that he has been unable to harness, at least early tonight.
Well, Fletcher's watching that first pitch, and then he gets that first pitch when he's warming up. First pitch up and in like that again.
Slider gets him for a strike.
There's a pretty good chance you're going to take a pitch after that first one.
I think so.
Yes. Just so you could breathe again.
It was lower back tightness that had Holmes on the injured list since August 14th. And now he's in front of Fletcher 1 and 2. And there's still some uncertainty at the end of the Yankee bullpen. New York's bullpen really pitched admirably well yesterday. They had to cover 7 innings, and that group was good, very good. Aaron Boone's not worried. He knows he's going to get Aroldis Chapman back at some point. He's on the IL after a tattoo became infected. This is, by the way, the 12th anniversary of Aroldis Chapman's major league debut.
Throwing about 103 miles an hour.
Yeah. And a swing and a miss by Fletcher. Yet Chapman's first ever outing, he retired the side on 9 pitches, and then a few weeks later he threw what is still the fastest recorded pitch ever at 105.1 miles an hour.
Going back to our Hyundai key for the game today, never say goodbye. Sandoval kept the ball in the yard. Shohei Ohtani hit the ball out of the yard. Looking for some insurance here. A little goodbye swing here, drive it out for Trouty. Boy, 105.1, huh?
Imagine that.
It's barely on your FM dial anymore.
I mean, there's only been one guy since then that's gotten to 105, and that's Jordan Hicks of the Cardinals threw a 105-mile-an-hour pitch a few years ago. Chapman's is still the fastest. Broken bat and run down by Connor Falefa. Mike Trout is so strong. That sinker's buried. He's twice tonight fought off pitches. And that one almost dropped for a knock the way his first inning did.
Well, he hit a home run up in Toronto on a similar pitch inside, hit it out dead center. Speaking of hitting that one into dead center.
2-run game-winning homer on Monday and a 3-run home run here tonight that flipped the scoreboard. One that the Angels are hoping will go down as a game winner. 2 gone, bases empty for Ohtani. The homer in the 6th, number 30 on his season. And as we mentioned earlier, Rhett Bollinger sent out the tweet, the first player in Major League history with 10 wins on the mound and 30 homers at the plate.
absolutely incredible. Almost hit a home run earlier in the game too on a breaking ball when Aaron Hicks caught it at the wall.
I mean, the MVP discussion, Gooby, as you and I know, is a very kind of partisan topic now, right? I mean, Yankee fans will hear nothing of Ohtani being the MVP this year. They think it's Judge's to lose. Angels fans, of course, feel differently about that. It's in the hands of the BBWAA voters, and I don't know that many of them have made up their mind yet.
By the way, Aaron Judge leading off the night too. Wow.
Two balls and a strike. 2-2. If you believe in the team narrative and that should count in an MVP vote, then Judge is probably the guy. If you believe that the award should go to the single most outstanding player in the game, then Ohtani is probably your guy. There's no wrong answer, I don't think.
No, it's just fun watching them both.
And Judge will lead things off as the Yankees have their last crack in the ninth.
That's how we do it.
Two MVP candidates, the two main contenders for the top award in the circuit, have shined brightly all series long. Aaron Judge has homered in each of the first two games of the series. Shohei Ohtani has homered in two games in the series, and most recently tonight's that flipped a 2-0 deficit into a 3-2 Angels lead. A lead that Jimmy Herget will try to protect and save to give the Angels a winning series. Only one earned run allowed from Jimmy in his 10 games since coming off the IL. He has not faced this group of hitters a lot. Judge has one previous plate appearance against him. He singled. Giancarlo Stanton 0 for 1. Donaldson has singled in one try. And that's the group that faces Herget in the Yankees half of the ninth. Judge has walked and struck out twice. All those at-bats came against the starter Patrick Sandoval, who was fantastic tonight.
Remember, he threw that great changeup throughout against him, showed him enough fastballs. The really good pitches against Aaron Judge. You have to be perfect.
Two balls and no strikes. Aaron Judge is no doubt keying on a slider. Jimmy can spin it with the best of them. A sinker slider combination makes up almost 70% of his arsenal. He'll throw a curveball. Slider missed again. 3-0 now. Back in the count, 3-1, and Judge was taking all the way.
Don't think I want to throw another pitch in that spot, though.
Yeah, he won't be taking it here. 3-1. Just missed. And that puts the tying run on base for Giancarlo Stanton.
That slider just about a half a baseball off the plate. That's pretty good patience for Aaron Judge, knowing what kind of a season he's having, and you've been so successful at that thing, but you didn't want to get yourself out on a pitcher's pitch. Credit him for taking the walk. And he's got good speed at first with 14 stolen bases, so you got to pay attention there.
Stanton has walked tonight. 1 for 11 in the series, and as we've talked about a couple of times as Herget checks in on Judge, it's appeared that Stanton is just a little bit off. Again, missed significant time on the injured list, and when this guy gets hot, he can carry an entire lineup.
It's also hit into 10 double plays. You would love that number 11 right now.
A ball and no strikes to Stanton. Angels bullpen so much improved over last year's version, as we talked about. They rank middle of the pack in relief ERA at 3.93. And for the last month or so, that's a group that's operated without Raisel Iglesias. 2-0 now.
So 7 pitches, 6 out of the zone.
And Rengifo and Stassi come out to chat with Jimmy Herget, while it looks like Matt Wise wants somebody else up in the bullpen. And this all gives us a chance to bring you a quick word from Kia.
Presenting Kia's lineup of exceptionally capable all-wheel drive SUVs.
It's Ryan Tepera who's getting up in a hurry for the Angels. (2-0) to Stanton. Got him to chase one that time.
Aggressive on that one, anticipating a fastball.
Yeah, there's no such thing as a fastball count for Jimmy Herget. And it's even now 2-2. Josh Donaldson waits next for New York. Herget having to go through Major League Baseball's home run leader, a former National League DH and a former American League MVP. Running is Judge. Throw down to second base is offline.
Mentioned that 14, now 15 stolen bases for Judge. And a lot of times you go with counts. And because of that delivery that Jimmy Herget has, he's susceptible to a stolen base. And you're going on a breaking ball, which makes it more difficult for Stassi to catch and throw. He has that easy. Good job by Fletcher to be able to keep that baseball in the infield. So the double play out of the order, now looking for the punch out.
Tying run in scoring position with nobody out. 3-2 home. Oh, and Stanton just got a piece of a slider that Herget really took something off of.
I have no idea how he's able to reach that far across the plate, even to foul that pitch.
It was a 74-mile-an-hour pitch, and just at the end of the bat does Stanton stay alive. Has not thrown him a fastball. And he stays true to his colors, misses with another slider. Back-to-back walks, tying and go-ahead runs are on base. And here comes Matt Wise. It's usually Phil Nevin that makes the move. This might be designed just to get Tepera a little bit more time.
Plus, you got to go with the 3 batters, too. So it's got to be a 3-batter. This is right now, Matt Wise is so good at saying, hey, listen, hasn't gone your way yet. You're 1 pitch away from 2 outs.
Donaldson has grounded into a double play already tonight. He's hit the ball on the ground in 4 of his 7 plate appearances in this series. Back-to-back walks have given the Yankees an opportunity here. And Herget trying to dial up that ground ball with nobody out in the ninth. A ball and no strikes to Donaldson. I think it's pretty clear if Herget loses Donaldson, the Angels are going to tap Ryan Tepera to try to get out of the mess. Judge at second, Stanton the runner at first with an enormous lead. Think that's a comfortable lead off the bag?
Yeah. You're real comfortable if you're a middle infielder trying to turn a double play with him that far off the bag.
It's a good pitch for a strike.
From a sinker, it almost looks as if Donaldson's in that mindset of trying to punch the ball to the right side of the field. He'll try to turn on it inside, but he has that mindset. It looks like he's going right side. There's only Matt Duffy on that side of the field.
Chopper. Rengifo, it's a foul ball. Foul ball up the line. Rengifo did all he could do to get there and get to it quick enough to start a double play.
Yeah, he's right on it. Good call.
Yeah.
Alan Porter was right on that one. And once it goes by the bag, it's his call. In front of the base, it's the home plate umpire's call, but he's right on it.
Yeah, I mean, that's about a half a foot away from being a 5-3 double play in a much less threatening situation. Instead, it's 1-2 to Josh Donaldson.
Now you have Fletch shading a little bit more so on the right side of the infield.
He got him.
That slow curveball at 75. Flipped it up there. Got him the chase.
South of the hitting speed by lot. That was the same two-strike pitch he threw to Stanton that Stanton somehow fouled off. So looking for the punch out in back-to-back at-bats. Jimmy really subtracting. And now Gleyber Torres. Herget is a ground ball away from sealing up a win. 0-1 to Torres.
Torres, just like Benintendi, up there swinging first pitch a lot. By the way, that spin rate on the curveball, this is how good that it's been. I mean, it's a 75, 28.71 RPM. That is way above average spin rate on a curveball. Still have no idea how Stanton made contact with that one.
No idea.
Got to vary your look back there at second with Judge.
Chased a slider that time. Gleyber Torres' slugging percentage with runners in scoring position since the start of last season is the 4th lowest in all of baseball. Just over 300. Add to that the fact that he's behind 0-2. And it's Herget who is in control of the situation. Catcher Jose Trevino waits next. Wouldn't that set up a fascinating set of variables? We'll tell you why in a moment. Trevino used to catch Jimmy Herget as Rangers teammates. Now they faced each other on Monday.
It looks like, I remember that Trevino outguessed himself on that at bat against Jimmy Herget.
Right.
How about just a double play? You take that out of the equation.
Yeah, forget it. Let's not even get that deep into the scorecard.
Yeah.
I mean, I like storytelling and narratives and all, but forget about it. 0-2. Once again, 2-strike pitch, and Herget really subtracts velocity on that.
That one, it's 74. He's throwing a 75-mile-an-hour curveball. That's 74.
Still 0-2 to Gleyber Torres. Judge and Stanton walk to start the inning. A strikeout to Donaldson. And an 0-2 home. Oh, tried to back him up and missed.
Yeah, that was off the plate.
And I think he would have had Torres fooled on that, too.
Because he was tracking a break ball. So as a hitter, you're seeing break ball. You're expecting to go down and away. It kind of backed up on him. He's expecting that to go down and away. And he's at the home. It basically goes down to the home plate umpire if he's going to call that or not. But it was off the plate.
If you're just joining us, the Yankees scored 2 in the top of the 5th. The Angels got 3 on a Shohei Ohtani 3-run homer in the 6th. Both starters were fantastic tonight, Patrick Sandoval and Garrett Cole. The 1-2. Got him!
It's a wicked slider. So he got a strikeout on a curveball, strikeout on a slider. Tight, down and away, off the plate. Looks like he may have a pinch hitter.
Yes, it looks like Oswaldo Cabrera will bat for Trevino. Boy, how much does Aaron Boone trust and like this rookie player? 21-year-old kid in the big leagues for the first time, less than a month of major league experience, and he is being entrusted with the tying and go-ahead runs on base, top of the 9th with 2 away.
For a guy coming into this game hitting .417 against the Angels and Trevino. Remember, Trout had to make an outstanding play against him in Game 1.
Cabrera recorded the final out of the night on that play on Monday. He's 1 for 8 in the series. 2 runners aboard for him, the tying and go-ahead runs. Cabrera enjoyed 3-hit nights on Thursday and Friday in Oakland. Little roller out to the right side, and Jimmy Herget holds. Davey slays Goliath at the Big A tonight.
Jimmy does good.
Jimmy had to run the gauntlet of the biggest hitters in New York.
Oh, that's an incredible game. What a series this was. The stars in this series. Shohei, 3-run home run. Wow. What a series. Unbelievable.
We were ready to call Monday one of the most thrilling nights at home this year, topped by this one, I would add.
What a moment. What a moment. What a game. What a series.
Walks the first 2 batters, strikes out a former MVP, strikes out a 2-time All-Star, and then gets the final out on a ground ball. Shohei's homer, the game winner for the 2nd time in the last 3 days. And the Angels take 2 out of 3 from the first-place New York Yankees.
Unbelievable game. Patrick Sandoval, what an outing by him today in the bullpen. Quijada, Jimmy Herget. Wow.
Erica is standing by with tonight's Angels hero.
All right, thanks very much, Matt. Shohei, this series was punctuated by big home runs between yourself and Aaron Judge. How much fun did you have competing against him in this series?
このカード、ジャッジ選手との対戦、ヤンキースとの対戦でジャッジ選手もいましたけど、どうでしたか、この3試合。
素晴らしいチームなので、どの試合も接戦でいいゲームだったなと思います。
Yeah, I mean, it was a good series. All the games were really close, and I'm glad we came on top 2-1.
Your 30th home run of the season came in a big moment. How much were you focusing on taking advantage of some of those miscues by the Yankees defense?
さっきホームランの方を振り返ってもらっていいでしょうか。
チャンスだったので、どんどんストライクに来たら振ろうと思って、結果いい結果になったので、すごいいいホームランだったなと思います。
Yeah, I mean, I had some guys on base, and I knew if I come up with a big hit, we were able to take the lead, and I was trying to swing at strikes.
Last one for you, Shohei. Have to give some love to your starter, Patrick Sandoval. He was very good once again tonight. How much fun was it to see him compete against that Yankees lineup?
先発のサンディすごいいいピッチングしてましたけど、どういう風に見守ってましたか。
攻撃に本当にいいリズムをくれるピッチングだったなと思うので、今日はサンディ素晴らしい活躍だったなと思います。
Obviously, he pitched great, gave us good momentum, and I think he brought the momentum on our side from the mound.
Thank you for the time, Shohei. All right, guys.
Erica, thank you.
Wow.
What a night at the Big A. The Angels behind Shohei Ohtani.
Oh, man, what a win.
Take down the Yankees. They take 2 out of 3 after a 3-2 win. Lots to talk about on Angels Live. Kent French, Bobby Valentine, and Garrett Anderson are coming up next. For Erica Weston and Mark Gubas, I'm Matt Vasgersian saying so long. We'll see you back here on Friday. Angels winners tonight.